Good afternoon, YouTube and the internet. First things first, last week's video, when I did the leak down test on number 6, I did not rotate the engine. That was pointed out very quickly to me. I quickly pinned a comment saying this is not a how-to and it has a mistake in it, so I want to address that first. I should have known better. Don't know why I didn't do that. I've done leak downs in the past and done it right, so I don't know why I did it wrong this time. Stress, tired, I don't know. Ultimately I did it wrong, so it's not a how-to. Like I say in my pinned comment, people who are watching this, if you are watching this, then you're not going to hear this if you're not watching it, so I guess everyone's watching it who's relevant. You're watching this because you're following my journey. I'm just recording what I'm doing and what I'm learning along the way. So, but I have done compression tests before. It's a silly mistake. I shouldn't have done that. Now, what was also pointed out was because of that, they're saying, "Oh, that's why it's coming out the intake." But the firing pattern of an RB doesn't have the number 6 drawing air in the intake at that time. So immediately I went, timing's wrong. Now I don't know if I'll include the footage, but I did mess about with a few different things after I stopped filming. I mean after the last video, just chasing some concepts and ideas as to why it's wrong, why is the timing out, and I came to the conclusion after that, which I may have already cut in the footage here, I don't know, that basically I disassembled the VCT cam gear assembly to investigate how it worked. Filming. And I put that back together, and the conclusion I come to is I must have assembled it incorrectly. Now thankfully I have spares. They're not here because I've dug them out. Over here is a VCT cam gear with a cam attached to it, and it is at pretty much vertical this center. There's the mark right there. This one is the same. This is to confirm what I already suspected, because when people were saying, oh, you know, the valve's going to be open because it's on the exhaust stroke, and I'm like, well, that's the intake. Something's jacked up with the timing. What the frig is going on here? And when you look at this, that's at the top. So this is not TDC, this is just to make it easier for the comparison. The marking at the top, the number 1 cam gear, the number 1 cam lobe is in line with that mark. This one's at the top. The number 1 cam lobe is 90 degrees to the right. Now I was really hoping to be 180 degrees and not 90, because these are an interference engine. I may be very lucky, and it will be dumb luck if I haven't damaged something internally. But I've turned this motor over by hand so many times, especially when I first assembled it, that if there was a physical interference or an impact of any sort, I would have felt it. I think I would have felt it. So the next step is quite simple. I've got to pull this VCT cam gear off and put it back on the right way, or just use this one here. This one has never been disassembled and it came off a running engine. So I have made a massive mistake there. It's huge. The potential damage from that is all of the pistons, all of the valves damaged, and that's obviously very, very expensive. So yeah, I've potentially gotten very lucky. Such a stupid mistake, and again, this is why I'm reluctant to ever call these how-tos, because I mean I've put heads on RBs before and pulled these cams in and out before. But what I forgot was that I disassembled the VCT gear, and I realised afterwards that the VCT was about the only item that I didn't assemble with the manual sitting in front of me. So I've cocked it up, and the result is the timing is out by 90 degrees. That is definitely a very good reason for no compression and not starting. So I defended myself against a lot of people who said, oh, it's the timing, it's the timing, it's the timing, because it was a generic comment, oh, it's the timing, must be wrong. And for all tests that you could do without taking the can covers back off and doing what I've just done now, or getting the diagram and working out where the lobes should be in line with TDC, assuming that the gear was assembled correctly, which I'd forgotten how to even pull it apart, assuming that all the timing was visibly right until I pulled the cover off. When I did the test and people were saying, oh, you know, you didn't rotate it, and then I started thinking, well, hang on, with the firing order, which I forget what it is now, but I did double check it at the time. I'm like, well, that gear, that intake should be nowhere near being depressed by the can. So at that point I went, well, how could that be? Oh, that's right, I pulled that friggin' gear apart. Shit, did I assemble that incorrectly? And for pretty much the whole week I haven't had a chance to look at the car, and I've been hoping that it's been out 180, which would still keep the valves in at least a similar relative location to where they should be. Being 90 out, it could be catastrophic. I'm going to have to get a boroscope, I think, and have a quick look down the cylinders at some point before going too much further. But right now I've got to pull this out. I've got to pull this can gear off and either reassemble it in the correct orientation or use the other one here. So that's a hell of a fucking mistake to make, and good news is I found it, and bad news is I don't know if I've damaged anything. There is a high possibility I have, but I didn't feel anything go bang or hit anything when I was turning it over, so I'm hoping that I've gotten very lucky. We'll see. There's one other reason that could be like that. There's a key under here. If that key broke off, this could have rotated away. But at the same time, everything in there seems to rotate at equal speeds. So I'm pretty sure when I put this back on, I put it on wrong. Pretty disheartened by it. I've tried inspecting the pistons for damage because they're an interference engine with what I have here, and I can't do it. I just can't get a clear enough shot down the hole for the spark plug. So I need a boroscope to insert into the spark plug hole to inspect the top of the pistons. The fact that when I rotated that off the cam, it did hold air, aside from a bit of blow-by, and how much is there I don't know because of that whole air fitting problem, which I haven't solved yet. Basically, that's a good sign that the valves and the pistons haven't come together. However, the pistons are aluminium, so they could have still come together, and the valve being steel, tool steel or something similar. It's quite a hard steel. I don't know the exact grade. It could still leave fuck off. It could still leave a mark on the piston and damage the piston without necessarily bending or damaging the valve, so it would still seal like the 1 and 6 do when the valve's not open, but still be slightly damaged. So yeah, fucking silly mistake, dude. Like, you could not believe how disappointed I am in myself for doing that. I mean, the result is going to be whatever it's going to be. It's damaged or it's not. It's too late to undo whatever the result is. If I'm lucky, I've gotten away with it. If I'm not, I've fucked it. And that's an expensive fucking fix. However, whether I get away with it or not won't change the fact that I'm annoyed at myself for this colossal fuck up. It's just ridiculously fucking stupid. So yeah, I would like to point out that every comment except for one saying that I did the compression or the leak down sort of test, because it wasn't a proper leak down test. Every one of them was a friendly, useful, helpful tone and way it was written, and the intent, there was no negative intent or malintent there, which is great. There was only one dude who made a negative comment on one Facebook page, so that's pretty good going. So thanks to the guys. It was mostly the tech RB25DET Tech Talk Facebook page. Heaps of people responded about it on there. Lots of people pointing out that rotation to leak test number 6, and I immediately knew they were right. And then the reasoning behind that immediately triggered in my mind, well, why the friggin' hell is the intake valve open if that's not coming to top dead center? So I went from thinking it was 5 degrees out to thinking, is it 180 degrees? How far out is it? What is wrong with this thing? It's not a simple little thing. It's a big thing. And yeah, that's a big thing. So for now, because I am bitterly disappointed and I can't get down there with a boroscope, I'm gonna put the gully cover, put the can cover back on that, pop the plugs back in that I took out to try and inspect the pistons, and I'm gonna call that a day, and I'm gonna make a video out of whatever I've got up to this point, so I can get one. I'll have to edit it and upload it by tomorrow. So I do try and make sure I get the weekly uploads going, and I have done for several months now, and that's actually really shown on the growth of the channel. It's really reflected, getting way more views, and that also puts time pressure on me and keeps me motivated to keep coming back to this thing and having a look, which is a good thing, because when stuff like this happens, it's very easy to get unmotivated and hate yourself. But I'll soldier on. So basically the fix is I got to take the intake cam out, I got to take the thing off, so I got to take the fan off. Can be done with the radiator there, but maybe now I've got the time and I know what I've got to do, I go and get an aftermarket radio while I'm waiting. Fan off, so I can get the timing cover off, the lower timing cover off, so I can take the timing belt off, like loosen the tensioner, take the timing belt off, take the gear off the cam, take the cam out, install it correctly, and then fix that, or run that one, or one of the other ones. I have another one somewhere, and that should be fine as far as the timing, and in theory that should be a usable engine. The other question is the boroscope down the cylinders to inspect the pistons, because if they're damaged, I might be in a position where I just have to send it fucking Mayhem Inc. style, just fucking send it with valve imprints in the pistons. But we'll see what happens when I get a boroscope. I'll see if I can find a cheap one, online, or if I can hire one for like a weekend or something. Because yeah, I definitely can't go any further without seeing those pistons and confirming whether or not there is any damage. And I'll be able to confirm when I take all that off. I'll pull the cam out. I'll repeat the air test. I'll put air in them all, and then it'll tell me at least if the valves are bent. If I haven't got a boro yet, because if they don't seal, then I've caused damage to something, the valves. If they do seal, then there could still be damage on the pistons, but not enough to bend the valves. Like the impact hasn't been hard enough to bend the valves. So I'm a fucking idiot, and this is easily the biggest mistake I've ever made on a car, ever. Never had the timing out like that. Even on the old friggin' Dizzy cars, lots of people had problems with putting them together 180 degrees out, and I've never done that. I've done a handful. It's my first, like, you know, full build RB. Absolutely a learning experience, and never built anything to such tight tolerances. Only ever sort of put together dirty old road cars, daily drivers, quick engine swaps, not engine swaps, engine replacements when one's blown, or strip one down real quick, slam some rings and bearings in it, slap it back together, get another couple of years out of it. That sort of thing. That was my car mechanical knowledge, but at work I worked on a lot of high-end stuff, so I was very used to very fine tolerances and things like that. So I figured I should be able to apply that to this, with the understanding that it's not the same as industrial machinery, but the same principles apply. Ultimately though, I have fucked up, and whatever the consequences are of that, I'm just going to have to accept them and move on. Thanks for watching the build stuff though so far, and let's hope that we haven't damaged the piston. And the next video I'll try and make sure I get it in there on the weekend, and at least do the stuff I can do without the boro if I can't get one, and get that up for you next week, so you'll know where I'm at. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day. I haven't done anything on the car. I apologise. This video has pretty much just been me talking at the camera. It has been entirely me talking at the camera. No one wants to see that. But yeah, it is what it is, and that's what you're going to get this week. And I'll see you next week with some actual car work, because yeah, all that shit's got to come off. See you next week.